Welcome to the Boot module, which is a simplified project finance model on the Heathrow expansion for a third runway. Learning objectives are to learn the business case of a regulated airport, to understand the main project finance components in a deal, from cash flows like revenue, OPEX, CAPEX, tax, debt service, and the metrics that go into a deal. Understand the complexities in modeling a project finance deal and understand where we've made simplifications here. And then learn the process for optimizing a deal. Okay, let's get into the overview of this airport expansion and understand the background and where this is coming from. So, in early 2010, the Department for Transport predicted an increase in air passengers in London. And 2 years later, the British Airports Authority announced record traffic figures for the passengers, which basically accelerated the need for expansion. And so after this, the Independent Airport Commission was established by the government to look at possible expansion scenarios in existing airports, so Heathrow, Stansted, and Gatwick. And as a result, in 2015, that body unanimously recommended an additional runway at Heathrow. However, more recently, the runway at Heathrow was ruled illegal over climate change concerns. We're going to go ahead anyway and assess this on a project finance basis. So, looking at this area, this is where the existing two runways are. And here is what a third runway expansion would look like. Now, let's dive into the business case of an airport. So, at its most basic, revenue is categorized into aero and non-aero revenue. Aero revenue is made up of takeoff and landing fees. So every passenger pays a fee to either take off or land, and that might be, for example, in this case, £25 per passenger. And then non-aero revenue. So there are many different components of non-aero revenue. One example is retail, and that's in most cases where the most revenue comes from. And so that's revenues from shops and stores. And then car park revenue, advertising revenue, and other sources of revenue, for example, check-in counters and the like. Okay, so the important thing to know is that the aero revenue is regulated while the non-aero revenue is non-regulated. So that means that there is a cap or a specified amount over a fixed period, like a 5-year period, to which Heathrow can charge its takeoff and landing fee. Okay, so how are those charges regulated? Well, the mechanisms differ, but in this case, we're looking at it through a max WACC, the weighted average cost of capital. Let's do a quick recap. Let's say debt makes up 60% of the capital structure, with equity 40%. If the debt rate is 5% per annum, so the cost of debt, so the interest rate, and the cost of equity is 11% per annum, this is how we do the WACC calculation. And by the way, we're ignoring tax effect here, so it's a simple WACC calculation. 60% debt times 5% per annum cost of debt, plus 40% equity times 11% cost of equity is 3%, plus 4.4% is 7.4% for this example. So the aero charge is regulated by a max WACC, and the Civil Aviation Authority are the public body responsible for value for money for the consumer, and so they set the WACC for the project. So let's say the WACC is actually 6% per annum for a 5-year regulatory period. So again, how do we make revenue? Aero plus non-aero. And then costs are broadly made up OPEX, CAPEX, and financing. So operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities, just like a cash flow statement. How do we calculate the financing activities and where does WACC come in? Well, the financing costs are basically the WACC times the RAB, the regulated asset base. So what is the RAB? Well, if we take our investment amount, let's say it's 10 billion to build this new runway. By the way, estimates are showing about 14 billion, but we're keeping it to about 10 billion just for round numbers. Well, then the RAB would be about 10 billion or something less than. The point of having a regulated asset base is to prevent companies from gold plating their assets, i.e. buying more expensive assets than otherwise necessary in order to inflate the financing costs and therefore get compensated by a higher amount. So the regulated asset base is that assessed by the regulator deemed in compliance with their guidelines, and going on to sometime in the future where we get paid our investment back. So the whole point of this is that the financing costs, which are made up from the RAB times the WACC, balance the investment amount at the beginning, and the financing costs are paid in perpetuity. Now, this is very similar to a bond, for example, where you issue a bond and then you get coupon rates. The coupon rates here are RAB times WACC, and you get the face value at the end. Or if the bond were to go into perpetuity, then you would keep getting the coupon values for perpetuity. So basically, this helps us to calculate the cost of recouping our initial investment before we layer on OPEX and CAPEX. This means that the aero revenue can now be calculated on a per passenger basis. So if OPEX plus CAPEX plus the financing costs are 1.75 billion for this new runway, if we know that the non-aero revenue is forecast to be 1 billion, well then we can work out the aero revenue. So it would need to be 0.75 billion. If we then estimate that there are 30 million additional passengers per year, and by the way, there's 80 million at Heathrow currently, then we can work out the cost per passenger.